Hi and welcome to TMG Movie Reviews. I'm Rick.
I'm Andrew, and today we're discussing 2014's Project Almanac from the MTV staple. MTV have already done a couple of films, Project X you might have heard of, and the year before last they did a film called Chronicle. And Project Almanac was not a film that I was particularly looking forward to seeing, but I have to admit I absolutely loved it. I thought it was terrific. A very good young cast, a very interesting idea. It's the story of a group of friends, a brother and a sister in particular, who discover that their late father has in his basement the equipment to build a time machine. So one of these kids is an MIT hopeful, and he manages to build a time machine using the father's directions.
Using parts of an Xbox.
Yeah, parts of an Xbox. How cool is that?
Maybe that's why the dad couldn't figure it out. He just needed the Xbox 360.
Yeah, he was just about 10 years too late for an Xbox.
That's it.
And they build this time machine and they start having some adventures. They start off simple little things, acing tests, getting back at bullies, and then finally love comes into the thing, and love is the thing that screws everything up, as love always does in these films. But I have to say, I really liked it. I thought the characters were very engaging. I thought the story was very interesting. As I said, I initially thought, I'm not going to like this, and after about 20 minutes I was checking my watch, and then gradually as when they built the time machine and they started travelling.
It took a while for that time machine to get built, because this isn't a long movie. And
it's about 100 minutes.
Yeah, and the time machine doesn't get built for a while.
Which I like. I like the fact that it's just one go and it works. No, it was...
Three goes.
blows up, get the Xbox in, bang, we're in.
That's what you need.
Great. So what did you think?
I'm a big fan of time travel movies. I love Back to the Future. There's loads of time travel movies. If it's got time travel in it, I'm sort of always intrigued to watch it anyway. For me, this isn't a great time travel movie. It's a good movie. The documentary sort of style and the found footage
found footage, handheld camera stuff.
Yeah, it's I'm not a big fan of that anyway, but it works really well in this movie for the special effects. I think it just makes everything feel more real. And,
absolutely.
It works really well in that respect. It's not shot badly. I think the characters get on really well, especially sort of all the lads where they're constantly sort of sniping at each other.
Yeah, there's lots of little sort of sniper remarks which I like. I like the camaraderie that they have. It's one of the best moments in the film is when they're prepping one of the friends for a science test that he can't pass.
Yeah.
So they have to keep sending him in and back and forth. They keep doing it.
See, I have a problem with that. This guy fails his test, so he travels back multiple times to try and get this test right, which he eventually does. It's sort of an entertaining scene, but the problem I have with it is there should be multiple copies of this kid for every single time he travels back. I mean, where is it?
Well,
there's the original, and then he travels back at least 3 or 4 times, so there should be like 5 versions of him in that one space at that time.
Surely isn't that the first time they do it, they actually get hold of the kid and say, oh, the class has been cancelled?
Yeah, so that's the original, that's fine, that's the original person going to class. What about all them other times that he went into that classroom?
Yeah, that kind of does make a good point, yeah.
There's a lot of holes in the time travel, which there always is in time travel movies anyway.
And there's an interesting point. At one point they say, oh god, this is just like, you've seen Looper. Yeah, I love that movie. This is not as good as Looper.
No.
So I love
One of the things I like about the movie is the
good.
nods to all the other sort of time travel, because there's
the Time Cop.
The Time Cop, Looper, Terminator, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
They're out there watching Bill and Ted's at one point.
Back to the Future with the cable. Yeah. There's loads of references. I really enjoyed that as like the nod and everything. But to be honest, this film doesn't feel that much like a time travel movie, as more as what it feels like the Butterfly Effect. In the way that he gets to re-travel to those places and get a second chance.
Effect. And you're right, even the visual of when they're going back in time sort of looks like when he opens the diary and the butterfly effect and it all spins round. I hadn't thought of that. It's a very good point.
It's definitely it's sort of similar to the butterfly effect, but for me it doesn't match it. Because like Andrew said, there's this sort of the time travel stuff is entertaining. If you sort of put that sort of annoying, there should be multiple copies things out your head, then it's entertaining. But then they go to this love story that I don't mind adding a love story into any movie as long as it works. It's fine. But I just wasn't interested in it.
No, I did start to think, it would have been cooler if they hadn't had the love story. My favourite moment in the whole film is when Christina, the sister, finally gets back at the bully and she gets 2 big cups of coke, throws them in the bully's face and goes, "I'm everywhere, bitch," and that's such a cool line.
I
I watched that about 3 times. I'll watch that again. That's awesome.
That's it. If you're gonna cause a paradox, it's worth doing it just for a bubble.
Hell yeah, definitely. I'd give it a 4-star because mainly on the basis that I thought this was going to be another Guardians of the Galaxy, and I thought, oh god, I'm gonna sit on a bloody awful film. And it was,
I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
He loves it. I think it's crap, but that's just my opinion. I'm in the minority, but I absolutely was really impressed, and about halfway in, I really started to get into it. I really enjoyed it, and I give it a 4-star. Just purely being far better than I thought it would be.
If you like time travel, you will like this movie. It's got a few flaws in it, like I mentioned. The characters though get along really well. They're entertaining.
Yeah, it's lovely.
The visual style it's not that hard. You get used to it quite quickly. It doesn't distract you too much. So for me, it's a 3.5. It's entertaining. It's not something where I'm going to be really highly recommending it, but yeah, it's a 3.5. It's
good fun sort of family film, I think, as well.
It's an MTV movie. It's like Skins time traveling, really.
Yeah, it's like Project X with the time travel. It is one of those films, and if you've got young teenagers, it'll be quite good fun for them. But yeah, I'd recommend it. It was good fun, better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.